Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Say that 5 times fast. It was trending on the internet the other day because April O'Neil, she got a makeover of sorts. Now she's African American, which she's been African American in the past in different adaptations of the Ninja Turtles. Well, she's also short and stout, like a little teapot. And I made a video about it. There was plenty of other creators that put their criticisms about the new look of April O'Neil. So you can see my video is titled The Truth About April O'Neil's Ugly Makeover in Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Now, let's get one thing right, because there was a couple people in the comments saying, why would you want them to sexualize a character in a kid's movie? This movie's not for you guys. This is for the children and blah, blah, blah. When I said that they're desexualizing April O'Neil, it wasn't like, oh, she doesn't have tits anymore. I can't whack off to her. She's not sexy. She's supposed to be hot. It's not. That's not what it means. To desexualize, it means that they took all of her traits of being feminine and they're trying to make her ugly on purpose. That's what Hollywood's doing with a lot of females, especially in the MCU, is they're tomboying them, I guess, or making them more masculine. You know, Captain Marvel has a haircut. Wasp has a haircut. Ms. Marvel looks like a plain Jane with like no kind of like feminine attributes at all. And it's across Hollywood as a whole. Like, it's almost like they're swapping roles. The men are becoming more feminine and the women are becoming more masculine. That was my train of thought right there when I was saying it. Because think about all the iterations of April O'Neil. She's cute, she's bubbly, she's quirky. Now all of a sudden for modern audiences, we got to make her fat. She's got to look like lunch lady Helga. Come on, get out of here. Well, anyways, there's been a lot of topics of debate as far as the situation with April O'Neil and the new thing. But there's two really huge content creators out there battling at it. Angry Joe and Eric July. If you haven't heard of Eric July, he has a channel called like Young Rippa. He has the Rippaverse. He makes a comic book called Isom. And of course, I'm sure most of you guys watching this are familiar with Angry Joe, since y'all follow the retro gaming scene, or a huge amount of you guys. But they got into an exchange because Angry Joe included Eric July's tweet in something that he labeled as racist and pedophile. We're going to get into this. I'm going to give my thoughts. By no means am I going to be specifically attacking anybody, but I'm not going to lay my opinion down on what's going on here. So you can see YouTuber Angry Joe requests apology from Isom creator Eric July after July called him out for false accusations over April O'Neil race swap criticism. So this has gotten heated. Like, this day and age, people are getting heated over Harry Potter and Ninja Turtles. Like, my God. But I can see where it is, because some people just don't like difference of opinion. And apparently Angry Joe didn't like that people were criticizing April O'Neil. So this is a very lengthy article right here that's going to get into a lot of situation with it. Basically, what it started off with is that you can see this tweet right here from Eric July. And this was advertising his video, promoting his video. He put, "Tell me you didn't pay money for this. New TMNT animated reboot opts to tokenize April O'Neil as a fat black woman. This has resulted in fake fans spreading already debunked info DOA." So he basically went on to talk about how people are saying that April O'Neil was originally conceived as an African-American woman. This has already been debunked. Sure, it was based off of one of the creators' girlfriends of mixed race at the time. But guys, in the 80s, everybody, whether you were black or white, had the fucking perm going on, okay? She was a darker complexion, but it's been debunked. She was not originally black, but she has been black in previous adaptations. Now, I personally said I didn't care about a race swap. I didn't care that she's African-American in this new iteration. I don't care if she was African-American in the previous ones. The problem I had is that they purposely made her fat. And I'm not trying to fat shame here or anything, but this to me is following the trend that Hollywood is doing, where nothing could be feminine anymore. No pretty girls allowed anymore, guys, because it shames fat people and it shames looks, and you're not allowed to have anything attractive in anything that Hollywood makes anymore. You know, they make it where the pretty girls in TV shows for kids are the mean girls. You know what I mean? Like, good looks are not allowed anymore in today's snowflake society, guys. But so this is what started the fight between Eric July and Angry Joe. Now to continue on, there was other criticisms people had. You can see this individual right here said April O'Neil's a white redheaded lady. Just stop, you dummies. And we had Lord Shane say, I know the attack on redhead's real, but come on, April O'Neil's white. Melanie Mack made a pretty solid point that I feel I agree with the most. She said, April's supposed to be beautiful. They could have given us a cute black April. They made her ugly on purpose. So she showed a concept art of a cute black April. And again, the race has nothing to do with what I have an issue with. It's a fact that they purposely made her look like a linebacker for the Dallas fucking Cowboys instead of, the April O'Neil personality traits. Like they're completely going to scrap away all personality traits of April O'Neil just by the way that she looks. You could tell she's not going to have the same quirky, bubbly, like news reporter. She looks like a miserable, fat fucking, like the ugly friend of a girl that you try to pick up at the at the club that cock blocks. And that's awfully sexist of me to say, but that's exactly what she looks like in this. She doesn't look like she has any charming, redeeming qualities of the original source material. Again, I don't care about the skin. Personality with April. I bet you, I wouldn't be surprised if they make her lesbian, to be honest, with the way that Hollywood goes now. Now, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and look at what Angry Joe posted. So he wrote, racist. April O'Neil's white, not black. I'm tired of being replaced. This is BS. Woke, woke, woke. Not racist weirdos. I don't care that she's black, but why isn't this 12-year-old hot and sexy instead of ugly and fat? Can't wank. Rest of us, who the fuck cares? It is a good movie. So he's basically saying what racists are bitching about, what pedophiles are bitching about, and then what everybody else, cares about. And he included Eric July's tweet, Melanie Mack's tweet, and others. So Eric July had a problem with being included with something that was talking about racist and pedophiles, which, whether Angry Joe wants to admit it or not, he clumped them in here. He didn't just screen grab random shit. He grabbed those images and used them. So, whatever reason, he backtracked because Eric July actually made a response video called Angry Joe likens me to something evil. He called out Angry Joe in this video, and he basically told him that if he ever is anywhere that he's at, if they happen to be at the same event, if they happen to be at a convention, they're going to talk about it, that he's going to confront him about it. I can understand, criticism and feedback and stuff. But yeah, being likened to a pedophile or a racist is not something that you want to be likened to. So looking at here, this article actually quotes some of the video. I don't want to watch Eric July's video, and I'd rather you guys go and check it out for yourself. But he had a response. He said, so he's either likening me to be a racist or likening me to be a pedophile, okay? He does that by showing me actually right here saying something about this whole situation. That makes him a punk bitch. That's not anything I'm going to play around with. Likening me to pedophilia or likening me to even being racist, considering that I am black. So it's one of the two or both. One of the two or both. I'm either a racist, or as he's showing the example, or I'm not the racist weirdo that's apparently likening to pedophilia. So he's saying, which one is it, Joe? Because those are the only two examples he gave. Then he went on and he said, I'm coming to see you for this fucking statement because that's not like anything I'm playing around at all with. Likening me to something like that. Later in the same video, he said, the issue that I take with all these weirdos is that they have no problem defaming you or the libel, the slanderous claims. They have no issues doing that with people that they perceive as their ideological enemies. Everything is on the table as long as they can paint you as a bad person and they want you to be a bad person and want to continue as if you are. And Angry Joe aside, he made a good point. If you don't fit the ideology of whatever woke narrative that these people are up in arms about, whether it's a trans narrative, or a trans agenda or an LGBTQ agenda or anything. You know what I mean? You're public enemy number one. You need to be canceled. You need to be held at the pitchfork. You cannot have your own opinion. You can't even say April O'Neil shouldn't be fat. You couldn't even say that you don't like that she's black. You know, there was nothing racist or pedophile about that, saying April O'Neil's fat and black now. There's nothing racist or pedophilia about that. Making a comment, making a judgment on looks. That's, you know, nobody said anything about it not being sexy enough to fucking get horny over. And that's the problem, is that it's always an escalation with people. And I'm not just specifically pointing out Angry Joe to this, but I'm pointing out, you know, the fact that it's this whole mindset where if you don't like something that fits the ideology of these people, you're a racist bigot, you're fucking pedophile, you're cocked, you're every insult in the book. You know, the people that preach tolerance are the most intolerant of opinion and stuff. So there was a lot to unpack in that Eric July video, but he did clarify, because when you hear, oh, I'm coming for you, or, you know, I'm coming to you, he did say that this does not mean I'm going to punch him in his fucking face. That's not what we're talking about. I'm saying I'm not one of those, I shy away from the confrontation. I go to Anime Matsuri or something, and I know that someone that has been saying these very foul and evil things about myself is there. I'm going to pretend that they're not there. No, no, no. I'm going straight to your booth, and we're going to hash this out, and we're going to actually discuss this in person to see where you're coming from. And best believe out of that conversation, we'll come out with a resolution. Now, Angry Joe did tweet out a response to this. Let me see if I can pull this message out. And he said, I think you need to apologize for popping off and having your fans come at me. I wasn't talking to you. You're only shown because some moron had quote tweeted your tweet. None of what I even said applied to you. It's what you think did. It's your energy that needs to change. You can see in his video about this or something, he said his video got mass downvoted, so that Young Ripa basically got his fans to come and attack and threaten him to see him in real life and all this, you know, basically saying that, you know, he didn't call Eric July any of this. And this is all he said, she said shit. Could have been possibly taken out of context by Eric July, maybe, but he did have every right to say something when Angry Joe's posting a quote tweet that features Eric July's original tweet in it, criticizing the project. So Eric July basically said he has no intent to apologize. He quote exactly said, I'm not apologizing for shit. You put it in the post, it's still up, and you included me. If you're excluding me and didn't mean it, you go detract the post or add and clarify. So Eric July got really, really fucking ticked off. Here's the tweet right here. He said, stop with the ho shit, though. Words to think it did. Your post includes me. If that's a mistake, say that. But don't act like it's some irrational position. Again, I could see where he's coming from, because Joe did have his post in the original tweet. And basically just like blanket statement everything that was shown in that as racist and pedophile. And remember, guys, this is all over April O'Neil's look. That people got upset that people didn't like April O'Neil's look. Ridiculous. Anyways, Angry Joe replied to that saying, of course you aren't. You also want to threaten me in person over this shit? You got some big head thinking I'm over here directly addressing you in my tweet and now doubling down. Real tough guy. Over a cartoon character, that's the real host shit. Stop embarrassing yourself. So they're having a pretty good exchange. So you can see, I didn't threaten you, but you should absolutely be pulled up on and facing the people you like into pesos or racists. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. And you see, you said you're going to come to me in real life if you see me, and I wouldn't have this energy in person. What? You injected yourself. I should be pulled up on? Calm the F down. You're purposely offended now. You ain't got to get bent out of shape. It's over. And Eric July says, I said, I'm coming to see you in the event. We're in the same place. I didn't inject myself. You're the one that made the tweet with me in it. And absolutely, you should be pulled up on by the people you like into fucked up things. Doesn't matter who they are. Quit with the dramatics. This is slight work. So, yeah, definitely a an interesting turn of events. We got two huge creators butting heads over post on tweets. In my opinion, the way it looks is maybe if Angry Joe is telling the truth, maybe if he didn't try to single out Eric July, maybe he should have made a brand new post and instead of quote tweeting somebody that was attacking the individuals that posted the stuff, you know, Melanie Mack, Eric July, and all the others. Yeah, I'm not going to quote tweet something that's attacking individuals if I have an opinion. Like why couldn't he just post a screenshot of April O'Neil and put the same quote? I don't know. To me, it seems like maybe he was attacking them and didn't think he would get called out on it. But then again, I'm not a mind reader. But this is just an example of how the internet could be so polarizing with a topic as an iconic character being race swapped and having their looks entirely changed. It's ridiculous that this day and age, if you don't like something, you're automatically a racist or a pedophile. If you don't like something, you're a bigot. If you don't like something, this isn't made for you. This is made for modern audiences. It's almost like it's okay for Hollywood to, you know, not make anything for everybody and only for modern audiences, only for the people that want the LGBTQ narrative or the trans narrative or the fat is beautiful narrative or whatever woke ideology that they're trying to promote. Only those people can give feedback whether they like or hate something. Everybody else that wants to complain about it, we don't matter, guys. And you will be attacked. You will be witch hunted. You will have tweets made at you. You'll be called racist. You'll be called bigot. You'll be called everything in the book but a son of God if you don't comply and fall in. And that's exactly what happened to anybody, and myself included. If you look at the comment section, there's a couple of people hinting like, why would you want something sexualized? No, that wasn't the problem. My problem is that they purposely made April O'Neil look ugly. And as sexist as that opinion or criticism might look, yeah, I think this is the ugliest April O'Neil we've ever fucking had. How is making her fat adjusting this for modern audiences is what I want to know. Answer me that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.